I love roguelikes. These are some of the most fun games I've ever played. I loved watching The Binding of Isaac. I'd watch hours of this one guy trying and raging, and it made me want to play the game so bad. But as a little Nintendo baby, I couldn't. I love The Binding of Isaac. But then when I saw him play Enter the Gungeon, this interesting roguelike with dodging and assortments of guns, I had to try it. But I was a little baby and couldn't dodge for my life and rage quit the game. But after 100%ing Isaac Afterbirth, I went back and I started to love this game. Enter the Gungeon is an amazing 2D looking 3D roguelike bullet hell where your goal is to get the gun that can kill the past to undo the Gungeoneer's pasts. All the bosses, items, weapons, and synergies offer so much fun to each run. Even when you lose, it doesn't feel like you were cheated, that you can do better, which is great. Dodging can take a bit to get down, but once you've got it, you are golden. With more play, you get farther and farther into the Gungeon until you reach the final boss, the Dragon, which is the last thing you have to beat before you can get to the past. Beat the dragon, enter the past, and defeat the Gungeoneer's past to free them. The characters: Marine, Pilot, Convict, and Hunter are the base characters, and then the unlockables. The robot, essentially a glass cannon, the bullet, a melee focused character, Paradox, a pure random item and starting weapon, and then the Gunslinger. The Gunslinger is the best character in that he activates synergies for all items, offering an incredibly fun run. He takes some effort to unlock, but offers the most fun I've had with the game. Synergies are unique effects some items produce when held at the same time. When you get one, you're excited to see what it offers you in fun and crazy ways, some of which are just super strong. The Op deals heavy damage and can pierce enemies, but with a synergy, you can 360 to gain a buff dealing 50% damage. Yes, 360 no scope. Enter the Gungeon has a lot of great lore, and practically everything is a reference to something. The Gun Soul being Dark Souls, BFG, Serious Sam, CSGO, Mario, and much more. Some of my favorite items being the payday items, the Black Hole Gun, or the Ticket, which summons one of the bosses to fight for you. Synergies make even the worst items good, and great items even stronger. But there's one item that can send runs into orbit: the Clone. When you die, you restart the run, but you keep everything you have, allowing for some crazy scenarios where you can have so much health that you are God mode, or a ton of synergy allowing you to decimate enemies. There are also alternate modes of play, such as Bless Runs, where you only have one weapon, but it changes every so many seconds. Or Rainbow Runs, where you start with a chest of A and S tier items and you get to pick one item per floor, which might sound rough, but since most of these items are incredibly good and playing with the Gunslinger, it's given to be a fantastic run. The music in Enter the Gungeon is just so goddamn good, especially when you finally beat the dragon and hear this song play. Don't worry, you aren't alone in the Gungeon though. There's this little fella, the resourceful rat. He will steal any items you leave behind in rooms, forcing you to make choices about what to take with you. He's also a boss, one of the hardest ones since you have to fight him so early on in a run, usually not having much items to deal with him. But the hardest phase being the punch out one, which is incredible to have a whole boss fight phase being from punch out. But yes, I'm a little baby and I haven't gotten a 100% knockout yet 100%ing the game. Every boss is unique, fun, and has a Gungeon spin on them. Secret floors with secret bosses to uncover and beat, and an amazing soundtrack with this amazing game. Enter the Gungeon has one of the best sequels I've seen in that it follows up right after the end of Enter the Gungeon. Exit the Gungeon has you escaping the now falling apart Gungeon after it is destroyed by beating the Gunslinger's past, which is preventing himself from creating the Gungeon in the first place. Don't worry, Exit the Gungeon has a whole different gameplay style, but is still a blast too. There really isn't much I hate in this game except for you, Wallmonger, and a few certain trap rooms always getting hit in them. And oh, you can pet the dog.
Dungeon wind to whisper one truth. Body the floor, bullet the roof. Ammo willing, pass killing, gunshot shoot. Non-stop hammer cock, violent mana shots, man a lot. Keep cannon, hot cannon, I seize granite, rock, peace, brass, cannon, got peace, pass, last man.